What's going on, guys? GemMint here, back with another statue unboxing and review, and this is one that I've really been looking forward to. Two of my favorite characters, one of my favorite battles of comics, Spider-Man vs. Venom. This is the new diorama from Sideshow, and I love the art box. You have the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man versus the lethal protector. They set it up like a boxing match, kind of Daily Bugle headliner. Super cool art box, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the statue. Before we jump into the unboxing, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss one. We do have a big giveaway going on for our next subscriber milestone of 150K, and we're giving away this Deja Thoris premium format statue. Stick around to the end. I'll give you all the details on how to enter, but for now, let's jump into this unboxing. Alright, here we go, lifting off the lid. We have all the pieces wrapped in plastic, and boom, here we go. A couple of pieces, so let's take a look at them. Here we have the collector's edition portrait for Venom, the tongue out portrait. Man, it looks great. I love the shiny tongue to it. I love the kind of blue hints that you can see in the symbiote. So it's black, but there's like these blue highlights everywhere. You can see on the top of the head, kind of right here, and even down by the neck. The teeth look great. The eyes have that alien swirl at the top. Kind of digging that. So very cool portrait. And then you have the exclusive portrait, which is very much a Todd McFarlane inspired portrait. Probably the most Todd version Venom that I've ever seen in a statue, with that kind of underbite. He's got those big eyes, and I like that glossy shininess to the white part there. More of a traditional look for the Venom eyes. He does have a little bit of a seam here, kind of a real thin seam from the jaw to the back of the head, but I'm digging how the portrait looks. The muscle definition looks great. Very cool. Onto Spider-Man's portrait. Now, this doesn't really look like a McFarlane Spidey. It almost looks like Ultimate Spider-Man, a little bit more of a modern one, kind of more bug-eyed. But paint applications look great. You have the red mask, but it's got some highlights to it and some shadowing by the neck here. Looks good. This is a little piece of symbiote that's going to connect from Venom's left foot to Spider-Man's left hand, so we'll kind of show that during the assembly, but great sculpted in details. Spider-Man's right hand with the iconic web blasting pose. Again, it's not a flat paint job. You have red and shadowing and such, so that looks cool. And then Spider-Man's body. So definitely has a Spider-Man pose, an evading pose. He's gangly and how you would see him moving around in comics. Great paint tones on the blue, just like with the red as we saw in the mask and the hand. You can see all the muscle definition here. And then you have some texture on the bottom of the shoes. Spidey, yo. Alright, here goes Venom's left arm. I love how massive and big it is, especially compared to Spider-Man. I like how they have the symbiote nails, not like fingernails that you see sometimes in the character. Again, more McFarlane style. So many muscles that are bulging. The biceps are huge. And it's black, but it has these tones of blue like you see in the right hand here as well. So I think they did a really good job of making it a smooth texture, but it looks alive because of the colors. Again, massive hand, massive muscles here. And then onto the body. I'm digging the spider emblem. I think it looks great. I think they got the legs down. How they wrap around looks good. The muscles are huge. Eddie Brock, as he should be, the bodybuilder that got the symbiote. Again, symbiote nails on the toes, nothing too outlandish or feral how you see him sometimes. Huge back, big muscles. Looks cool. Here we got the base. The bottom of the base shows this is number 892 out of an edition size of 1500. Very similar to the box art, which is cool. And of course, we have a recreation of Venom's origin with the bell tower scene. So that's a nice nod to the comics. It's got nice oxidation, symbiote everywhere, building pieces everywhere that look great. Now, before we jump into the assembly, a quick shout out from our sponsor, Street Level Hero, and how fitting. SLHLA.com with their exclusive variants just dropped a brand new Venom #1 exclusive that looks amazing. You can save 10% off of this or any item on the store every time you shop there by using the code GEMMINT at checkout, just like their sister site, THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com. They have the $30 mystery boxes where you're guaranteed 5 comics of retail value. One of those lucky boxes is going to have their GP, their giveaway prize, which in this round is a King Spawn #1, 1/250 ratio variant, signed by Todd McFarlane and numbered number 706 out of 1697. Awesome book that's going to be in one of those boxes, and this round ends on September 29th. Use the same code GemMint to save 10% every time you buy a box there. Alright, on to the assembly. We're going to go ahead and key in Venom. He has a peg on his left foot. The right foot just has a little indentation where it can go in. Now, I had to push down pretty hard there to make sure it was all the way flush, but as you can see, it does sit flush on the base. Alright, now on to Spider-Man, so we're going to key him in there. And this was also a tight squeeze as well, but after a little bit of wiggling it around, pushing in hard, we got him snug in the base. Now, I did kind of go out of order. This tendril, you might want to put that in before you even do anything, because I did have to lift Venom up a little bit to get that in there. We're going to put the portrait on Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and get his right hand keyed in as well. So he's all ready to go. Then we have Venom. We're going to put that left arm there, and again, massive compared to Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and get that right arm in, and I like how the shoulders hide the seam on those arms. And now for the portraits, let's go ahead and get that exclusive portrait in there first, the Todd McFarlane portrait, and yeah, I'm digging it, but not as much as the collector's edition. I don't know, I guess I'm just accustomed to seeing that tongue out, that venomous, sharp teeth, menacing villain that we know and love, so I think this is what I'll use to display for the most part. Alright guys, full transparency, when this was first revealed, I wasn't really loving it. I think it might be because I'm such a huge Spider-Man and Venom fan that I'm going to be overly picky on any type of statue of those characters. And the Sideshow diorama, that was the gateway for me to get into statues with their Wolverine vs. Hulk maquette. And I think that one has been really tough to beat. It was just so well done. But I knew I was going to get it anyway to see it in hand. When I saw it at Sideshow Con, I was like, okay, I was kind of digging it a little more. And in hand, I have such a greater appreciation for it, because one of my biggest concerns was that it wasn't balanced, like kind of how Wolverine vs. Hulk was. But I kind of noticed now in hand how they're kind of flowing together. Venom's leaning over this way, Spider-Man is dodging and evading that way, and that type of like dance, that ballerina unicism, if you will, kind of makes me appreciate it more, and I am digging it overall. The piece retails $705 for the exclusive, $690 for the collector's edition, and the height on this guy with Venom's hand up in the air, he is just shy of 23 inches tall. The footprint on the base, you have about an 11-inch depth and about a 10-inch width, about 14 inches if you count Spider-Man hanging off. It is probably around 1/5 scale, so a little bit smaller than quarter scale, much larger than 1/6 scale. But overall, I am happy with it. I do like the battle scene. I do like the two characters, and I think that they did a good job on the details here. So the base, you can see the destroyed building. It's the ledge of the church. You have the bell tower bell, which gets the symbiote off of Peter Parker and onto Venom in the comics. You can see the symbiote also all throughout the top of the base, which looks great. A lot of sculpted in time went into making that effect happen. Then you have Spider-Man, and when I think of Spider-Man in the comics, this is kind of the pose that he's in. He's always kind of like in an awkward, yet aerobic pose, and he's leaning back, trying to shoot web in Venom's eye to buy him some seconds to escape. And you have this humongous Venom looming over Spider-Man, ready to strike with his right hand. He is so much bigger in his build compared to Spider-Man, which I think looks awesome. Venom does have a couple of seams, and it's hard to avoid that with Venom because there's no cuts in his costumes. Like Spider-Man, you can cut the seam on the wrist there, and even around his neck. It's hard to tell because he has all the webs in his costume anyway. So you do have some seams on the shoulders. However, kind of making those shoulders come to a point, I feel like it helps. And the fact that they gave his portraits a seam around his collarbone rather than his neck makes that seem a little bit more bearable. It kind of goes more with his musculature. And again, like I showed you guys up close, there's a small seam on both portraits from the factory, which I didn't really notice on one of them, but they both have it. Yeah, I didn't notice on the collector's edition. But I think it's minimal. I think, you know, sometimes you're going to have seams with these pieces, and the less noticeable, the better. Probably the most prominent on Venom's back right here, which honestly you're probably not going to even see most of the time. But overall, I am happy with the piece. I love the dioramas, recreating epic battles from comic book lore. Let me know what you guys think about him in the comments down below. Like I said, we're doing a big giveaway once we hit our next subscriber milestone of 150K. We're giving away the Deja Thoris premium format by Sideshow. And all you got to do is be subscribed, leave a like, and comment below. Once we hit the milestone, we'll go live, pick a random video where I promoted the giveaway, and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, but don't go anywhere. Check out my other statue unboxing and reviews while I leave you with Spider-Man vs. Venom. Peace.